Hello and welcome to a session I'm calling Stretch and Strength Yoga Lattes. All you need is a mat. Coming down onto your back, we'll stretch out the arms and legs into a total body stretch, pointing and flexing the feet, breathing in and breathing out. Just warming up through the breath and body. Bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat, and let's start dropping knees side to side, swaying those legs and moving the hips. Bring the knees to center, feet hip width apart, and we'll do one more prep of an ab curl, reaching arms overhead, and exhale, curling up head, neck, and shoulders, stretching arms and fingertips long, and inhale, lowering down. We'll do about 5 of these, holding at the top and moving into our hundreds exercise, pulsing and pumping those arms as we inhale for 5 counts through the nose and exhale for 5 counts through the mouth. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that going and bring those legs halfway up into tabletop, curling up a little. Stretch the legs up higher to the sky now and drop them down on a little bit of a diagonal so long as your low back is staying connected to the mat, rib cage deepening, abdominals engaged. Add a little bend and stretch to your hundreds as you exhale. Bend those knees in, and as you inhale, stretch and elongate the legs out. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Curl up a little bit higher. We're almost there. We're going for 1 minute of exercise, complementing that with 1 minute of stretch. Turning onto your front body, we'll move into cobra pose, elbows under shoulders, legs back behind you. Widen the legs a little bit, especially if you're feeling this in your low back. Let's inhale, look up to the sky. Exhale, looking over one shoulder and then the other. Dropping the head down, breathe in. Walk the elbows back a little closer if you can, enhancing your extension. Drop one ear to the shoulder and then the other. Add a rotation, dropping the ear this time and looking down to the ground. Bring it back to the center for one final breath in. Nice big inhale. Nice long exhale. And then we'll move into our next 1 minute exercise on our side body. Propping the head up, single leg kick. Take that top leg, bring it forward, and point the toes, sweep it back behind you. Flex the foot forward, point the toes, and reach back. Keep hips and shoulders stacked and breath connected. Bottom leg can reach out nice and long, slightly in front of the body. Inhale forward, point the toes, exhale, sweep and reach that leg behind you, extending through the hip. Hold the leg back behind you. We'll get into those abductors a little more, pulsing the leg up a few inches and down, up and down. Flex the foot. We can bring that top hand to the top hip and even come up higher onto that bottom elbow, reaching open with the top arm now, really feeling the work in these final moments. Let's come into a seated position and go right into our 1 minute stretch. Bringing that top leg just over the opposite knee, foot flexed, or if you prefer, you can come right down onto your back and weave the hands through that bottom leg, pulling that bottom knee towards the chest. Breathing in, breathing out, rocking it out side to side. Circling that bottom foot a couple times each direction. Bring that knee in a little bit closer for one more nice big inhale and nice long exhale. Let's come up and over into side number 2, side lying. Stretch out both legs long. Let's take that top leg and bring it forward, flexed foot, and then point the toes and sweep the leg back and behind you, recruiting the glutes and hamstring muscles. Trying to keep the rest of the body stabilized, shoulders relaxed, breath in, breath out. Hold the leg back behind you, point the toes, and let's lift and lower that back leg. Try not to flex at the hips. Pull the toes back and let's continue that pulsing leg. And if you can, come up higher on that bottom elbow. Open up the top arm to the sky. Lift the trunk of the body away from the ground. Keep pulsing and breathing. Almost there. You can do it. And release. Coming right into a seated position. If you prefer, you can lie down on your back for this number 4 stretch. Otherwise, you'll take that working leg, the edge of the foot just across the opposite knee. Try to widen that top knee and press that outer edge of the foot into the thigh. Lift the chest. You can look to the sky. And from side to side as we breathe, keeping the stretch active. Walk your hands in a little closer. Feel the stretch a little bit deeper. Working our muscles in different ways through action and stretching it out immediately after the exercise. Have some space behind you on your mat now and roll down so you're on your back. Arms by the side, knees bent, feet down. Let's move into a bridge lift for 1 minute. Lifting and lowering the hips. Exhale up, inhale down. We'll do this for 4 or 5 times. And if you like, we're going to add a single leg. Increasing the intensity, extend one leg to the sky, foot flexed, and continue the hips and pelvis and back, lifting and lowering with control. We'll go for 6 and then we'll switch sides. Leg number 2 extends nice and high. Keep the foot right on top of the hip, pressing up, lowering down. And once you've done 6, let's bring both feet down to the mat in an external rotation. Heels together, toes apart, and try our remaining bridges from here. Arms lift to the sky, palms facing in. Let's pulse it out, little pulse, pulse, pulse. And rest. Moving into a hamstring stretch for 1 minute. And we'll add some footwork, pointing and flexing the foot as we hold on to the back of that leg. Extend the bottom leg straight, and top leg can move into some bending and extending. Reach up a little higher. Can peel the head, neck, and shoulders, adding an ab curl here. Maybe reaching up higher. Big breath in. Big breath out. We'll add a tick-tock motion, sending that top leg a few inches open and close, or out and in, outwards and in towards the center. The stretch of the leg for 1 minute on the second leg. Holding the back of the leg, bottom leg is straight. Let's try footwork at the top. Soften shoulders, neck, and face. Maybe reaching up a little higher. Let's peel the head, neck, and shoulders, that ab curl, nose towards the knee, and rest it back down, moving into bend and stretch. Bending top knee towards the body, extending the leg away. Stretching through hamstrings, back of the knee, calf, into the glutes. We can add the rocking motion out and in a few times. I'm just watching the clock, keeping track of time, multitasking, and stretch it out. Shake out those knees. Moving into single leg circles, arms by the side. Stretch one leg up to the sky, toes long, and let's start to cross the body, lower the leg down, and sweep it back up again. Leg ovals. Going for approximately 10 or 11. Reverse the direction with a flexed foot. The hips want to move around and help, but you're going to use your core muscles to stabilize the hips and pelvis as best you can, just like those shoulders staying still. Bottom leg is quiet. Because that leg circle is working the front of the leg and hip, we're going to roll onto our side for a quadricep stretch. Bending the top knee, find that foot and pull it gently towards the body. Try not to arch the back. And try lifting and lowering that knee. See if you feel the sensation any differently with the knee higher or the knee lower. Now you can take your bottom leg and bring that foot to rest on top, creating some more sensation and stretch throughout the front of that top leg and hip. You can drop the head down and another deep breath in. And nice long exhale. Let's roll onto the back again for leg number 2. Leg circles or leg ovals. Arms by the side. You can alternately lift the arms up to the sky, a little bit more difficult, or hands on the hips to try to keep those hips even stiller, connecting the core to the move of the leg. Soft pointed toes will go for 10 or 11, and then flex the foot and reverse the direction. Keep the leg in motion, even though it slows down a little bit at the top. Keep it fluid and flowing and continuous. And let's move into our side lying for the quadricep stretch. You can bend the bottom knee for more support, or keep the bottom leg extended for more balance. Lifting and lowering that top knee just to feel how the sensation moves throughout the muscles in the leg and hip. Bending the bottom leg to rest the foot on the top leg. You might feel the stretch more. You can always rest the head down or keep the head propped up. Let's send some more breath into the body. And slowly release. Come onto your back, just give those knees a little shake, shake, shake. Release any tightness or holding or gripping in the hips and quads. Moving on to your side body, once again, take your top hand and press it down into the mat in front of you. Glue those legs together and flex the feet. As we work into our side body, flexing to lift the weight of the legs above the ground and lower with control down again. Exhale up, inhale down. Legs stay together. Exhale up, inhale down. You'll feel the work throughout the hips and legs as well. Stay at the top and point the toes. And let's pulse it out here. Little pulse, 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 pulse. Squeeze legs together as they pulse up and pulse up. Hips are stacked, shoulders stacked. Try not to lean back. If you can, reach that top hand up to the sky and continue with those little pulses. It will take more core, more focus and balance with this hands-free pulsing. Good job, and rest. Coming right up to seated position, we're going to stretch the side that was working. So extend the leg long, keep the opposite knee bent, and sweep the arm up and overhead. So now stretching through the side body. Take a nice big breath, looking up to the sky. Exhale, let it go. You can bring the top hand behind the head, open up more space through the shoulder and lats, all the way down to the hip. Keep breathing in. Looking down and up. And let's come all the way up and down onto side number 2. Glue those legs together, flex the feet. Press the top hand down right in front of you. And you can also rest the head completely down or have it propped up on the bottom hand. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. Going for about 10 or 11 of these. Keep reaching the legs long as you lift. Now hold the legs up, point the toes, and increase the tempo into pulses. Up, up, up. Exhale, exhale. You can do it. Happy thoughts. You're almost there. Reach that top arm up to the sky for one last set of pulses. Longer legs. Keep flexing that side body to lift those legs. Three, two, woo, good job. Nice work. Push yourself on up. And that top side we were working is the side we're going to stretch. So extend that opposite leg, flex the foot, and let's sweep the arm up and overhead. Bottom hand, you can hold on to the foot or just let it fold in front of you. Looking up to the sky, let's breathe in. Bringing the top hand to the back of the head, point that top elbow up to the sky, and add some rotations in the upper spine, looking down to the ground and back up again. Breathing in, holding here for a minute. And bring it back to the center. Good job. Have some space behind you. You might like to use a towel at your low back, We're moving into roll downs and roll ups. I'm going to keep the knees soft, but the legs will straighten as I roll all the way down to my back, and then the knees will bend as I come up to the top again. Anchor those heels in place, feet flexed. Inhale tall and exhale, round through the spine, legs long, and I just have the arms rounding a little bit. Soft elbows, fingertips softly touching. Exhale, pull abs in, sit up tall. And if you want to change the arms, make them a little bit more challenging, you can reach for opposite elbows. Continue the breath work, the lowering and lifting, recruiting those core muscles. Even more challenging is bringing hands to opposite shoulders, softening the elbows, or you can always keep the arms reaching forward for additional support. And we'll do one more time, hands behind the head for the most challenging. Yay, good work, yes. And our stretch is going to be a couple of them. We're going to reach up to the sky into a forward fold over those legs. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale. Reach over the legs. Hands can hold the feet, ankles, shins, or just rest by the side. Looking down. Let the breath travel through the spine. Hands on the shins, we can inhale to lift up a little higher and exhale, stretch over the legs a little deeper. Just looking side to side, adding some subtle movement to our stretches. Seeing how that shifts the sensation. Point the toes and see if you feel the stretch in the front of the ankles, shins, front of the foot. Reflex those feet. And take your time, coming up slowly. Making fists, tapping into the quadricep muscles. One more stretch we'll do here for the abs because the roll-ups were really flexing the abs, so we're going to add an extension here. Swan coming onto your front body. Make the legs as wide as the mat and exhale, press right on up. You can keep the elbows soft. At the top, we'll look over one shoulder, then the other. And then up to the sky. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, press up one more time. Release down and let's do one more back bend into upward facing dog, a cousin of the swan. Arms straight, kneecaps are floating above the ground. And that look over one shoulder, then the other, leaning one way, then the other. Slowly lowering into cobra. And just coming right down, folding the hands, resting forehead on top. Bend the knees and just rock it out side to side. Breathe in and out. Ending here with a little bit of mobility in the hips and pelvis. And you have completed your Yoga Lattes stretch and strength, matching up the 1-minute exercises to the 1 minute of stretching. Pressing up and back into child's pose. Take a final few moments of breath work here. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time.